When it comes to the most annoying characters in video games, this is something where everybody's going to have their own very personal answers. So I want you to all be thinking about what you would say as I go through this video. What I'm going to do is go through some of the more common answers I see people bring up and just kind of give my thoughts on them. So be thinking about your answers while I go through that, and here we go. Okay, first on the list, we've got Navi the fairy from Legend of Zelda. I think she became infamous first for her appearance in Ocarina of Time. That's where I really remember people just being driven nuts by her. And of course, what she does is that annoying listen, where it all of a sudden the game just abruptly stops and she needs to tell you something. And a lot of times it's something that's obvious or you could figure out on your own. And it's just this really jarring, irritating way of having your attention drawn to something which you probably could have figured out anyway. It's very rarely something that's actually helpful. And at the very least, it would have been a lot better to learn about it in a different way than such a harsh, grating, irritating notification. I can only imagine how bizarre the audio recording session for that sound take must have been. I can just picture it. They're like, okay, take 7 of listen. This time we want it to be even more high-pitched and even more annoying. Give it your best shot. Let's go. And then the voice actor or voice actress does it, and they're like, yeah, it's pretty good, but I think we can do better. Let's try it again, and this time, more annoying. Okay, and sticking with the Zelda franchise, we gotta talk about Tingle, because how can you not talk about Tingle? He's such a weirdo, though, and he's so bizarre that I almost think people kind of like him in an ironic way, like, man, this guy's ridiculous. And then they end up liking him in that way. But what makes him so annoying is he makes weird sounds, so that's always, a characteristic of an annoying character. But also, the guy is a damn crook. I mean, he charges you so much for those stupid maps. And it's like, what does he need all that money for? Stupid Tingle, everybody's favorite guy to hate. Okay, next up, we've got your rival in the Pokemon games, the original Pokemon Red and Blue games. This guy just talks mad crap, and no matter how many times you beat him either. And I think he's so annoying to so many people because he's representative of somebody we all have somewhere in our lives. Everybody knows somebody in their life who does the following. They just seem to spin whatever it is, they just seem to spin it in a way that's either negative or annoying, or there's no getting through to them. There's no way you can reason with them, and they're just super annoying. And with this dude, the impression you get is that the only reason he's even relevant is because Professor Oak is a family member of his, so that's the only reason why he's even around. And he's obviously got a major insecurity complex if he's talking all this crap. And but yeah, you're the one who has to listen to all of it. Clearly, this is very intentional game design, though, right? I mean, he's so annoying, and so it just makes it really satisfying to kick his butt every single time you battle him. Okay, next up, we've got Ashley from Resident Evil 4. Now, this character is so infamous because I think a lot of times when people think of how they hate escort missions in video games, this is immediately what they think of. Such a pain in the butt. I mean, you're dealing with all these zombies, trying to shoot all these zombies, and then all of a sudden you hear Leon, and you're like, oh crap. And so you got to find her, and then you see her getting carried away by zombies or whatever. So you got to stop what you're doing, find her, shoot the zombies around her so that she's free, and then go back to what you were doing. And then, maybe she gets carried off again and you hear Leon again, and it's just frustrating. It's so annoying to the point that you're actually glad at the parts in the story where you get separated from her, which is ironic because, from a narrative perspective, it's like, oh no, this is the person I'm trying to save. That's bad if she gets taken away, right? But from a gameplay perspective, it's great because you're like, all right, now I don't have to deal with her again. So I remember always being excited when she'd get taken away because I was like, you know what? I have faith that I'll save her in the end, so if she can be out of my hair for a while, that'll be great. Okay, next up we've got Slippy the Toad from Star Fox 64, because Star Fox 64 is where Slippy starts to talk. And boy oh boy does Slippy have a really annoying voice, so it doesn't really matter what he could be saying, it's gonna be irritating. But even more than that, it feels like he's constantly asking you to save him. And then if you do accidentally shoot him, which is really easy to do because he constantly needs saving, and so if you're shooting an enemy near him, you might accidentally hit him once. He's instantly giving you crap about accidentally shooting him once or twice. So what a lot of us would do is be like, all right, well, if you're gonna be like that, then I'm just gonna keep shooting you until your ship blows up. And then I don't have to listen to you the rest of the game, or at least the rest of the stage. So that is at least one positive thing, that the game actually gives you an outlet to take out your frustration by shooting him so that he goes away. One other thing, one specific line he has that I remember is there's this one time he's going after this enemy, and if you shoot the enemy before he can blow it up, he goes, hey, like that was mine, or something like that. I don't know, I can't remember exactly what it said. But it's just like, Slippy, you're a total tool. Total tool. Alright, and so when it comes to shooting annoying characters, we've got to talk about the dog from Duck Hunt. Because you see, in this, you can shoot at the dog, but you can't actually get rid of him. And this dog is infamous. I mean, this is one of those slam dunks for characters that people just hate. So much so that Nintendo had such awareness of this fact that they made the dog from Duck Hunt a playable character in Super Smash Bros. Just so you could beat up on him. Finally get some relief for all the annoying crap that he would do. I actually made an entire video just about why people don't like the dog from Duck Hunt so much. And what it comes down to is that they make one of people's favorite animals, dogs, super annoying, and it feels just like this huge betrayal. Because, I mean, in real life, your dog would never laugh at you, and it's supposed to be like a helping dog, right? He's there to collect the ducks and all that stuff. You'd think he'd be a little more supportive, right? Okay, one last character that I want to bring up is Tails from Sonic. Now, this is one I actually don't quite understand because, for example, in the Sonic movie, when Tails gets revealed at the end, everybody was really excited about that. So I'm not quite sure that everybody really hates Tails as much as we all think. I get where it comes from because in, say, Sonic 2, when he first shows up, he doesn't really do anything. He just kind of follows around and occasionally dies. Doesn't really do much. And even more than that, he's actually really, I think where he's really annoying actually is in the bonus stages, because he doesn't quite react as fast as you do to like jumping around and moving and stuff. And so he'll get hit and then lose some of your coins, and it's really distracting. And yeah, so I get the frustration in that aspect, but I don't really think Tails is as hated as some of the other characters that I've listed. But perhaps you disagree with me or agree with me, and that goes for any of the characters that I've listed today. I'm really curious what your opinions are of all of these, and of course I also want to hear what some of the characters are that you personally really don't like, find irritating. And if they're more obscure characters, that's fine, still list them. There's a good chance I'll still know who they are, or at least somebody will. So yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun for you to list the characters you really hate and tell us why. So be sure to leave those comments down below, and I will see ya in the next video.